What is going on, guys? Kevin Clutch here, and welcome to Hurricane Sandy Stories. In this short series, which is probably going to be around 2 parts, yeah, definitely 2 parts, I'm going to be talking about my experience with Hurricane Sandy because I I have a first-hand look on what happened. Now I don't have a twisted media perspective of the storm. This is a 100% accurate first-hand account, I guess. With pictures and videos that I took because I'm from New York and we got hit decently hard, not really too hard. There's like pictures on TV and all those like telethons that they have for helping the victims and all the commercials for the Red Cross and stuff. Like you see all those with people that lost their homes, and that's not me, but I did lose power for like over a week and there was a lot of trees down and stuff. So I guess I could give you some of a look at what happened, because I know the people that really got hit hard, they don't even have stuff to make this kind of video, which is very sad, and I feel very lucky that I'm not one of them, because that would be really bad. But anyway, this first episode I'm going to talk about before and during the storm, because this video I don't really have many pictures, or I really don't have any pictures at all, or videos of this, because I didn't want to go out into the middle of a hurricane with an expensive camera to video some trees blowing and a little bit of rain. So I'm not going to show you any of that. I mean, if I was at like the beach or something and there was huge waves, I guess I would have taken some videos, but it was just a little bit of wind. Or I guess it was a lot of wind. I mean, the biggest amount of wind that actually came was at night, so I couldn't really take any videos of that because it was too dark. But yeah, I'll talk about that when I get to during the storm. But I made a video before the storm actually came, talking about really what I think about hurricanes in general, just what I think that are cool about hurricanes. I mean, like other storms, like earthquakes and tornadoes, they just come out of nowhere, and there's no notification that happens early, which makes the storm a lot more deadly because people don't prepare. But at the same time, you don't have this little bit of panic that you get with like hurricanes, because with hurricanes, I mean, with Sandy, I remember hearing about it like in school first. My teacher's like, oh, well, hopefully we don't get blown away by that storm that's coming next week. Like that was the first I heard of it, like a week and a half before the storm actually came. And I mean, with a tornado or whatever, you don't get that, but with a hurricane, because like a week and a half to maybe a week, more like a week, because you know a little bit early what's going to happen, then you kind of, there's panic amongst the people of I guess the area that's going to be affected. People going out to get gas, stock up on a bunch of supplies like food, water, and just try to prepare. And I mean, with Sandy, I'm not going to really go into too much detail. If you want to see the video about what I think in general about hurricanes, I guess I'll link it. But with Sandy, there really wasn't much of that, because last year we got hit by Irene, and Irene really wasn't too bad at all. Like really at all. They said it was going to be really bad, and then it ended up hitting like North Carolina, and it really weakened, so it wasn't as bad as people were saying it was going to be. So people heard about this one, they're like, oh, really? Like that storm's going to hit us head on after coming out of the ocean and being super strong? There's no way that's going to happen. So people didn't really listen. And I didn't really listen too much either. I mean, I knew a hurricane was coming, but I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. I just thought it was going to be kind of just like a storm. I mean, it barely was a hurricane when it hit us anyway. It was more like a tropical storm, but they called it a superstorm to make it sound more crazy, because it just barely was a hurricane. But the thing about this one was that it was really big, and you guys probably know about that. I don't have to teach you about how the storm was, how big it was, and what it looked like, because you probably saw that everywhere. Or I don't know, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So yeah, people didn't really prepare. I mean, I kind of expected stores to have like nothing on the shelves, and that did happen, but it didn't happen until after the storm, but I'll get to that in the next video. There really wasn't much panic. I mean, at least for me, We went out to the store, got some water, some food, but not too much. I mean, we did lose power last year during Irene for like almost a week, and we kind of assumed that we would lose power for maybe a couple days and that's it. But like I said, no one really prepared, and that's probably what made this storm really bad, because it was all those people that didn't want to evacuate from the evacuation zones, and a lot of people died and a lot of people lost everything. I mean, I guess they'll lose everything anyway if they don't, even if they do evacuate, but a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people died because they didn't take these warnings seriously. And I feel like after this, people are really going to take these warnings very seriously, because you never know. I mean, 2 years in a row, a area that doesn't really get hit by hurricanes got hit by hurricanes. And, like Florida and the Gulf, all those states, the states that normally get hurricanes didn't really get anything. I mean, I think there was one like earlier in the year, but it wasn't that strong. So, I don't know. Maybe the weather's changing and it's global warming. I don't know. That's what the weather people's been saying. So yeah, that's basically it before the storm. After the storm, there was, or not, wow, during the storm, I mean, not after the storm. During the storm, it kind of started out pretty, not too bad actually. It was kind of weak, because I guess it was just like the outer bits of the storm hitting us, and I mean, we didn't have to go to school that day, which actually turned out to be almost 2 weeks, because I still haven't gone to school since the storm came. And so we were let out of school. I'm like, oh, I might as well just go make some videos. And I kind of assumed we would lose power, because I just wanted to prepare for that more than anything. Like, I didn't really care too much for food and water, because I just assumed that we would have food and water, which we eventually did. I'm not trying to say we didn't have any food or water, like there was a shortage or something. I wanted to prepare YouTube more than anything. So I recorded Dishonored, which you guys saw. I recorded that like a day before the storm, and I uploaded that overnight. So that was all set. So at worst, you would only see Dishonored, which actually ended up happening, because during the storm, it was like the morning. Like the winds were kind of weak, but they were getting up there at like 9 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. So I'm like, oh, might as well just get right onto my computer and start recording other stuff. So I went and I started recording Spec Ops Line and Minecraft. I got those recorded. I started uploading those, and around like 1 or 2 o'clock, my power went out, and it was just very slow. Time just crawled after that. And, I'd be sitting there in the dark, and just all of a sudden you would just hear a crack, and look outside, there's a tree on the ground, or a branch or something from a tree. And that's probably the craziest things. I mean, there really isn't anything else that you could do. I mean, I was on my Mac just listening to music, playing solitaire, and, just occasionally I would hear cracks in the distance and just see trees falling down and all that. But otherwise, that was really the most that happened. I mean, I went out, I took my dog out like at night when the storm was getting at its worst, like right before I went to sleep. I took my dog out, and I look up. My neighbor's house used to have a huge tree. It was like huge. It was a tree that you would think would be strong enough to withstand Category 1 hurricane winds, like 70 to 80 mile an hour winds, because it was huge. It was like maybe 5-foot diameter. It was pretty crazy how big this tree was. And when I looked up into the direction where that tree normally would be, where it would be covering the sky, there was nothing there. And I'm like, wait a second. Something's missing. Why is there no tree over there? And, I came to realize that the tree was gone. It was on the street. And, yeah, otherwise, I mean, it was just really boring. Not much to do, and there's no power. But it wasn't like sustained 200 mile an hour winds, so like you're just sitting there on edge the entire time. It was some strong wind gusts, and you would really hear it outside, like when it's pitch black. That's the thing about Irene too. Irene happened at night, and when I woke up, it was like over basically. But this storm kind of started in the afternoon and then went through the night, and then got better. It got really bad when it started to get dark, and then it got better as the night went on. But yeah, that's pretty much how the storm went. Next video will be the aftermath, and there will be some pictures and videos. I put them onto my computer. I just gotta sort out which ones I want to put up because there's a lot of stuff from trees going down into lines for gas and nothing on the shelves at supermarkets and other stores. It was crazy. There was lines for everything. But you'll find out more of that next time. If you did enjoy, please leave a rating and leave a comment. If any questions or comments or anything, if you want to know more about what happened, I guess, or if you just want to say hi, you can. But yeah, pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for next time, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.